Hello everyone, today I will discuss the page replacement algorithms and thrashing in memory organization. What is page fault? It is the scenario when the reference page is absent in the page table and it needs to be transferred into the page table. The objective of the page replacement algorithms are to achieve the lowest page fault rate. There exists three types of page replacement algorithms. One is FIFO, fast in fast out. The second one is LRU, least recently used, and third one is optimal. The performance of the page replacement algorithm is measured by running it on a particular string of memory references and computing the number of page faults on that string. Let us discuss the first page replacement algorithm, that is FIFO. In FIFO algorithm, we replace the oldest referenced page from the page table when a new page request arrives, and the oldness of the reference page is measured by the length of time it is in the memory. The advantage of the FIFO algorithm is that it is very easy to implement by a counter, whereas the disadvantage of the FIFO algorithm is that it doesn't utilize the principle of locality. Let us demonstrate the first page replacement algorithm FIFO with the help of a simple example. Let us assume this is our reference string and the frame size is 3, and initially the page table is empty. Now when the page request 7 arrives, we allocate that page into the page table. So this is our first page fault. After that, the request of corresponding to page 0 will arrive, and we will also allocate it into the page table. Now when the request of page 1 will arrive, we will accordingly allocate into the page table. So these are the first three page faults. Now when the page request 2 arrives, in that case we are going to replace the oldest page among these three pages, and among 0, 1 and 7, 7 is the oldest entry, so we are going to replace the page number 7 with the new page number 2. Now when the next request 0 arrives, 0 is already in the page table, so there will be no page fault. Similarly, when the 3 will arrive in the next time, in this case also we are going to replace the oldest page entry from the page table. And in this example, we can see 0 is the oldest entry in the page table, so we are going to replace 0 with the new entry 3. So this is how the page table will look after the arrival of page number 3. Similarly, when the page number 0 will arrive, we are going to replace the oldest page entry, that is in this example 1. Similarly, when the next request 4 will arrive, we are going to replace the oldest entry 2. And again when the 2 will arrive, we are going to replace the oldest entry 3. And then after that, when 3 will again arrive, we are going to replace the oldest entry 0. Now again if 0 arrives, we are going to replace the oldest entry 4. Again when 3 will arrive, 3 is already there, so there will now be no page fault. After that, when 2 will arrive, again 2 is there in the page table, so there will be no page fault. When 1 will arrive, we are again going to replace the oldest page table entry, that is 2 in here. So we have replaced 2. Now when 2 will arrive, we are going to replace the oldest entry 3. Similarly, when 0 will arrive, 0 is there in the page table. When 1 is arrived, 1 is also in the page table, so now there will be no page fault. When 7 will arrive, we are going to replace the oldest entry in the page table, that is 0, so we are going to replace 0 with 7. Again when 0 will arrive, 0 is not in there, and we are going to replace the oldest entry in the page table, that is 1, so 1 will be replaced with the new entry 0. Now again when 1 will arrive, we are going to replace the oldest entry 2 from the page table. Now how many page fault is there in this example? The number of page fault in here in this example is 15. So with this reference string, if the frame size is 3, in that case number of page fault in FIFO algorithm is 15. Let us demonstrate the relationship between the frame size and the number of page fault in the FIFO page replacement algorithm. And for the demonstration purpose, let us use the same reference string which I have used earlier in the previous example. For the demonstration purpose, let us assume the frame size is 4 and we know that initially the page table is empty. So when the request for page 7 will arrive, there will be a page fault, and page number 7 will be inserted into the page table. After that, when 0 will arrive, there will be next page fault. When 1 will arrive, there will be the third page fault, 1 will be inserted into the table. When 2 will arrive, there will be fourth page fault, 2 will be inserted into the table. After that, when 0 will arrive, 0 is already in the list, so there will be no page fault. When 3 will arrive, we are going to replace the oldest entry from the page table, that is 7, so 7 is going to be replaced by the new entry 3. Now when 0 will arrive, 0 is already in the list or page table, so there will be no replacement. When 4 will arrive, we are again going to replace the oldest entry from the page table, that is 0, so 0 will be replaced with the new entry 4. Now when 2 will arrive, 2 is already in the list. Now when 3 will arrive, 3 is already in the page table. When 0 will arrive, 0 should replace the oldest entry from the page table. So oldest entry in the page table currently was 1, so 1 will be replaced with the new entry 0. Now when 3 will arrive, 3 is already in the page table, there will be no page fault. When 2 will arrive, 2 is already in the page table, so there will be no page fault. Now when 1 will arrive, 1 is going to replace the oldest entry from the page table, that is 2. So 2 will be replaced by the new entry 1. Now again when 2 will arrive, 2 is going to replace the oldest entry from the page table, that is 3. Now when 0 will arrive, 0 is already in the page table, so there will be no page fault. When 1 will arrive, 1 is already in the page table, so there will be no page fault. When 7 will arrive, 7 is going to replace the oldest entry from the page table, that is 4. So 4 will be replaced with 7. Now when 0 will arrive, there will be no page fault, and when 1 will arrive, there will be no page fault. So in this example, number of page fault is 10. So from this example, we can see or we can assume that page fault decreases with the increase in the frame size in the FIFO algorithm. Now the FIFO page replacement algorithm has one exception, and in this example we can see that for the specific reference string, the page fault increases with the increase in the frame size. Here for this particular reference string, when the frame size is 3, number of page fault is 9, and when the frame size is 4, number of page fault is 10, and this specific scenario is called Belady's anomaly. In the previous example, the set of pages loaded with 4 frames does not include the set of pages loaded with 3 frames. And from this concept, we come up with a property that is called inclusion property. Inclusion property says that the set of pages loaded with an allocation of m frames is always a subset of the set of pages loaded with an allocation of m plus 1 frames, and the page replacement algorithm having the inclusion property is called stack algorithms, and stack algorithms does not have Belady's anomaly. FIFO algorithm does not satisfy the inclusion property, and it is not a stack algorithm. Next, let us discuss the second page replacement algorithm, that is optimal page replacement. And in the optimal page replacement algorithm, we replace the page that will not be used for the longest period of time in future. So the advantage of optimal page replacement algorithm is the lowest page fault, but the disadvantage is that it is theoretical, difficult to implement, and not practical, and it is used for comparison purpose as a reference model. Let us demonstrate the next page replacement algorithm, optimal page replacement algorithm, by using the same reference string and the same frame size. The reason behind the use of same reference string and the same frame size is because we want to compare the optimal page replacement algorithm's performance with the performance of FIFO page replacement algorithm. So initially the page table is empty, so when 7 will arrive, there will be a page fault, 7 will be inserted into the page table. When 0 will be arriving, the next page fault will occur, 0 will be inserted into the page table. When 1 will arrive, the third page fault we will have, and 1 will be inserted into the page table. Now again when 2 will arrive, we are going to look into the reference string in a near future, which are the page request may arrive. So from 2 we can say in near future the page requests are 0 3 0 4 2 3 0 3 2 1. So in a near future 0 and 1 will be requested but 7 will not be requested. So we are going to replace 7 with the new entry 2. Now again when 0 will arrive, 0 is already in the page table, so there will be no page fault. Then when 3 will arrive, we are going to look into the forward direction that in near future which are the page request may arrive. So near page requests are 0 4 2 3. So 0 and 2 may be requested, so we are going to replace the 1. Similarly, when the 0 will arrive, 0 is again in the page table, so there will be no page fault. Then when the 4 will arrive, we are going to look after 4 which are the page requests we may have. So the near future page requests are 2 3 0. So 2 3 we may call in future, so we are going to replace 0. Now again when the request for page 2 will arrive, 2 is already in the page table, so there will be no page fault. When 3 will arrive, 3 is already in the page table, so there will be no replacement. When 0 will arrive, now when 0 will arrive, we are going to look into the near future which are the page requests we may have, and we can see near future the page requests are 3 2 1. So 3 and 2 we may call in near future, but 4 we are not going to call in near future, so we are going to replace the 4 with the new entry 0. Now again when a request for 3 will arrive, 3 is already in the page table, so there will be no replacement. When 2 will arrive, 2 is already in the page table, there will be no replacement, there will be no page fault. When 1 will arrive, so when 1 will arrive, we are going to look into the near future references. So near future references are 2 0 1. So we can see in a near future we can call 2 and 0, but we are not going to call 3 in near future, so we are going to replace 3 with the new entry 1. Now if a near future request 2 arrives, 2 is in the already page table, so there is no page fault. If request for 0 arrives, it is already in the page table, there will be no replacement. If 1 arrives, it is also in the page table, there will be no replacement. And when 7 arrives, there will be a page fault, and we will look into the near future reference after 7. So after 7 we may call page number 0 and page number 1. So page number 0 and 1 will not be replaced, but 2 is going to be replaced, so 2 will be replaced with the new entry 7. After that, if a new page request 0 arrives, 0 is already in the page table, there will be no page fault. After that, if a request for 1 arrives, 1 is already in the page table, so there will be no replacement. So in this example, we can see that the number of page fault is 9, and this is the optimal page fault. Let us discuss the third page replacement algorithm, that is least recently used algorithm. In case of FIFO algorithm, it looks backward in time and checks when a page was brought into the memory. But in case of optimal algorithm, it looks forward in time and checks when a page is to be used. Whereas in a third scenario, least recently used algorithm, we consider the recent past string as an approximation of the near future. And in case of LRU algorithm, we replace the page which has not been used for the longest period in time. That means LRU algorithm looking backward in the time rather than forward. Let us demonstrate the least recently used page replacement algorithm, and here also we have used the same reference string and same frame size as we have used earlier for previous two page replacement algorithms to compare all the three algorithms. And initially the page table is empty, so when the first page request 7 arrives, there will be a page fault and 7 will be inserted into the page table. After that, when 0 will arrive, 0 there will also be another page fault, and 0 will be inserted into the page table. After that, when 1 will arrive, there will be the third page fault, 1 will be inserted into the page table. After that, when 2 will arrive, we will look back in the time and we can see that recently used pages are page 1 and page 0. So we will retain page 1 and page 0, and we are going to replace page 7 with the page number 2. And after that, if a new request 0 arrives, 0 will not be replaced, it is already in the page table, so there will be no page fault. After that, when page 3 will arrive, we can see that recently we have used page 0 and page 2, so we are going to replace page 1 with the new page entry page 3. And after that, when 0 will arrive, 0 is already in the page table, there will be no replacement. After that, when 4 will arrive, we can see that recently used page reference are page 0 and page 3, so we are going to replace page number 2 with the new entry page 4. After that, when 2 will arrive, we will look back in the time, we can see in recently page entries are page 4 and page 0, so we are going to replace page 3 with the new entry page 2. After that, when 3 will arrive, we look back in the time and we can see recently used pages are page 2 and page 4, so we're going to replace the page number 0 with the new entry page 3. After that, when 0 will arrive, we will look back in the time, we can see the recently used pages are page 3 and page 2, so we're going to replace page 4 with the new entry page 0. After that, when 3 will arrive, 3 is already in the page table, so there will be no page fault. After that, when 2 will arrive, 2 is also in the page table, so there will be no page fault. After that, when 1 will arrive, we can see that recently used pages are page 2 and page 3, so we are going to replace page 0 with the new entry page 1. And after that, when 2 will arrive, 2 is already in the page table, there will be no page fault. After that, when 0 will arrive, we'll look back in the time and we can see the recently used pages are page 2 and page 1, so page 1 and 2 will be retained and there will be a replacement with the page 3. So after that, when 1 will arrive, 1 is already in the page table, there will be no page fault. And after that, when 7 will arrive, we will look back in the time and we can see recently used page frames are page 1 and page 0, so we are going to replace page 2 with the new entry page 7. After that, when 0 will arrive, 0 is already in the page table, so there will be no page fault. After that, when 1 will arrive, 1 is also there in the page table, so there will be no replacement. So total number of page fault in case of LRU algorithm is 12. So if we draw the comparison, number of page fault in case of FIFO was 15, number of page fault in optimal algorithm was 9, and number of page fault in recently used algorithm is 12. The advantage of LRU page replacement algorithm is that it takes advantage of the locality principle of the cache memory. For example, the code inside of a program loop executes repeatedly, and now the pages containing the code inside of a loop are used repeatedly, and it can cause a recently referenced pages to be referenced again. So in this type of scenario, LRU page replacement algorithm works best. And in modern days, LRU is commonly used as a page replacement algorithm. However, LRU page replacement algorithm requires additional hardware support. LRU page replacement algorithm can be implemented in two ways. One is counter implementation and another one is stack implementation. In counter implementation, every page table contains a last time used field. Every time a page is referenced, their corresponding last time used field modifies with the system clock. Now when a page needs to be replaced, we select the page with the oldest last time used field value. But the drawback with counter implementation is that we need to search the entire page table for the replacement. Whereas stack implementation, we keep a stack of page numbers in a doubly linked list, and when a page is referenced, we move the page number to the top of the stack. And in the stack implementation, there is no need to search the page table for the replacement. Now let us demonstrate how the stack implementation is performed for LRU page replacement algorithm. Suppose this is the reference string, and so when 7 will arrive, 7 will be at the top of the stack. After that, when 0 will arrive, 0 will be at the top of the stack. When 1 will arrive, 1 will be at the top of the stack. After that, when 2 will arrive, 2 will be at the top of the stack. After that, when 3 will arrive, 3 will be at the top of the stack. After that, when 0 will arrive, 0 will be at the top of the stack. So 0 will be moved from the second last position to the top of the stack. and after that when 7 will arrive, 7 will be at the top of the stack, and in this way the recently used page number will always be at the top of the stack, and it will help to implement the least recently used page replacement algorithm. Apart from FIFO, LRU and optimal page replacement algorithms, there exists another page replacement algorithm which is called second chance page replacement algorithm or second clock page replacement algorithm. This algorithm uses the concept of reference bit. Here each page entry is associated with a reference bit which is initialized with the value 0, and when a page is referenced the corresponding bit is set to 1. Now in this algorithm we in general replace a page whose reference bit is 0, but if all the pages has a reference bit 1, in that case we replace the page according to the clock order. Now, why we call this algorithm a second chance algorithm? Because this is a FIFO page replacement algorithm with an additional reference bit information. In this case, the replacement is done based on the clock order of their appearances. But here we use a second chance by using a reference bit. Here, when a page needs to be replaced, we check the corresponding reference bit of the page, and if the reference bit of the page is 0, in that case we replace the page. But if the reference bit of the page is 1, in that case we give that page a second chance. We do not replace that page, but we set the corresponding reference bit of the page as 0, and we check the next pages in clock order and check their reference bit whether it is 0 or not. And if we find a page whose reference bit is 0, we replace the page. But if all the pages have a reference bit 1, in that case we replace the first page. Now let us demonstrate this second chance page replacement algorithm with a demonstration. So in this example we can see the next victim, this page is needed to be replaced, but the corresponding reference bit as 1. As the reference bit as 1, we want to give this page a second chance, but we want to change the reference bit corresponding to the page as 0. Now we again look into the next page, and next page also has a reference bit 1, so we again change its reference bit to 0 and give it a second chance. But the third bit, the corresponding for the third page the corresponding reference bit is 0, and in that case we are going to replace this page. And this is how the second chance page replacement algorithm works. In hardware, page replacement can be done by using counting algorithms. In case of counting algorithms, we keep a counter of the number of references that have been made to each page. There exist two type of counting algorithms. One is least frequently used algorithm, and another one is most frequently used algorithm. In case of least frequently used algorithm, we replaces the page with the smallest count, whereas in case of most frequently used algorithm, we replaces the page with the largest count. Now the philosophy behind the most frequently used algorithm is that the page with the smallest count was probably just brought in and has yet to be used. So the philosophy behind this algorithm is that if some pages has less count, that means that process may have just brought in, and in near future we are going to use that page. In case of multiprocessing system, the allocation of frame can be of two types: fixed allocation and the priority allocation. In case of fixed allocation, equal number of frames are there for all the processes, whereas in case of proportional allocation, the number of frames are according to the size of the process. Now there exists a allocation type which we call the priority allocation. It is a type of proportional allocation where frames are allocated according to the priority of the process, not by the size of the process. Like if the process pi generates a page fault, then we replace a frame from the process pi with the lower priority. Now in case of multiprocessing system, the frame allocation can be of type global or local. So there is a difference between global allocation and a local allocation. In case of global replacement, a process select a replacement frame from the set of all frames. And in this scenario, one process can take a frame from another process. But the drawback of global replacement is that process execution time can vary greatly. The advantage of global replacement is that it generates good throughput. Whereas in case of local replacement, each process selects a frame from only its own set of allocated frames. The advantage of local replacement is that it generates consistent pre-process performance. The drawback of local replacement is there in this scenario the memory is underutilized. Finally, discuss the concept of thrashing in case of multiprocessing system. And in case of multiprocessing system, multiple processes are there running in the system, and all the processes needs a certain number of pages to execute this operation. Now when a process does not have enough number of pages, page fault rate becomes high, and every time it needs to replace the existing frames which will be needed again soon. So it keep on increasing the page fault rate corresponding to that process. And as CPU is unutilized in this scenario, so the CPU utilization becomes low, and as CPU utilization becomes low, OS assume that it needs to increase the degree of multiprogramming, and it add another process into the system. Now in this way the OS keep on adding processes into the system, and CPU utilization also keep on decreasing. So thrashing is a phenomenon in which a process is busy swapping in and swapping out the pages, whereas it is unable to execute the operation in the CPU. That was it for today. Thank you.